Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the darkest corners of real-life horror stories. In today's chilling episode, we explore a tale that will make you question what you thought you knew about the supernatural. This is the story of a family haunted by a malevolent presence in their new home, a presence tied to sinister rituals and a dark history. Buckle up, because this is not your ordinary ghost story. Make sure to stay until the end to find out how this harrowing ordeal unfolded. Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Suburban Mystery. In the serene suburb of Ridgewood, the Evans family was thrilled about their move to a grand, early 20th century home. The property, built in 1910, boasted Victorian charm with its sprawling gardens, ornate woodwork, and intricate architectural details. The house seemed perfect, a dream come true. But soon after moving in, the Evans began to experience unsettling occurrences. Strange noises emanated from the upper floors, like footsteps from an unseen presence. Doors would slam shut on their own, and an inexplicable chill filled the air, even during the warmest nights. Emily, the youngest daughter at just 7 years old, began to see a dark, ominous figure in the hallway. Describing it as a tall shadow, with glowing eyes, she was terrified. Initially, her parents, Sarah and John, dismissed it as childish imagination. But as the unsettling phenomena escalated, including objects moving on their own and eerie whispers, their initial skepticism turned into deep-seated fear. Chapter 2. Dark Histories. Desperate for answers, Sarah and John turned to the local library to investigate the history of their new home. They uncovered a chilling past. The house had once belonged to Thomas Whitfield, a reclusive and eccentric figure known for his involvement in occult practices. Whitfield was discovered dead in 1920 under mysterious and unsettling circumstances. The library records detailed that Whitfield conducted bizarre and secretive rituals in the house's basement, using symbols and artifacts meant to summon spirits from other realms. Over the decades, the property had seen a string of disturbing incidents. Families who lived there before the Evans reported strange occurrences, disappearances, sightings of shadowy figures, and a pervasive sense of dread. The Evans research revealed that these eerie experiences were not isolated incidents, but part of a disturbing pattern that spanned nearly a century. Chapter 3. The Presence. As time went on, the oppressive atmosphere in the house grew more intense. Emily's behavior became increasingly erratic. She was plagued by vivid nightmares and spoke of an invisible friend that seemed to dwell in the dark corners of her room. Her previously cheerful demeanor turned into one of constant dread. Sarah and John began to experience their own terrifying encounters. They felt unseen hands brushing against their skin and experienced a constant sense of being watched. The once familiar home became a place of constant fear, with unsettling sounds, creaking floorboards, whispering voices, and sudden cold drafts. Objects in the house began to move on their own, and the family's sleep was disrupted by eerie noises in the dead of night. They began to question their sanity as the haunting presence grew more aggressive and intrusive, making their daily lives increasingly unbearable. Chapter 4. The Paranormal Investigator. Realizing that they could no longer handle the terror on their own, the Evans family reached out to Dr. Alan Graves, a renowned paranormal investigator with a reputation for tackling the most challenging cases. Dr. Graves and his team arrived, equipped with advanced technology to document and analyze supernatural activity. They set up high-definition cameras, audio recorders, and electromagnetic field detectors throughout the house. The investigation revealed a series of disturbing phenomena. The audio equipment captured ghostly whispers and disembodied voices, while the cameras recorded fleeting, shadowy figures moving through the rooms. One particularly unsettling piece of footage showed a ghostly figure materializing in the corner of a room before vanishing. Graves and his team conducted various experiments, including EVP, electronic voice phenomena, sessions, attempting to communicate with the entity. The results were both fascinating and terrifying. Graves confirmed that the house was indeed haunted and described the entity as a malevolent presence with a strong, oppressive energy. The exact nature and origin of the entity remained elusive, but its impact on the Evans family was undeniable. Chapter 5: Revelations and Fear. Dr. Graves made a startling revelation based on his findings. The entity haunting the Evans home was deeply connected to Thomas Whitfield's occult practices. Historical accounts and documents revealed that Whitfield had attempted to summon spirits from a secretive cult, using forbidden rituals that opened a gateway to malevolent forces. These rituals had left a lingering, dangerous energy in the house, which had been feeding off the fear and anguish of its inhabitants. Graves explained that the complex symbols and artifacts used in the rituals had created a gateway for malevolent entities to enter the house. The entity, which had grown stronger over the years, was now preying on the current residents. This revelation added a new layer of terror for the Evans family. They now understood that they were dealing with a powerful and ancient force that had been growing more malevolent with each passing year. The knowledge that the house's dark past was intertwined with their current suffering deepened their fear and desperation. Chapter 6: The Confrontation. Determined to end the terror, Dr. Graves organized an extensive exorcism ritual. He assembled a team of experienced exorcists and religious practitioners skilled in combating dark entities. The preparation for the ritual was meticulous, involving the blessing of holy water, the use of sacred symbols, and the recitation of powerful prayers and chants designed to drive out the malevolent force. On the night of the exorcism, the house seemed to come alive with an otherworldly energy. Objects flew through the air, doors slammed with deafening force, and the air was thick with a palpable sense of dread. The exorcists faced fierce resistance from the entity, which seemed to intensify its efforts to thwart the ritual. The house shook with the intensity of the confrontation, and the team battled the malevolent force with unwavering determination. The air was filled with the sounds of desperate chants and the clamor of supernatural chaos. After hours of intense spiritual warfare, the entity's presence began to wane. The oppressive energy gradually lifted, and the exorcism concluded with a sense of cautious relief. However, the ordeal left the exorcists and the Evans family physically and emotionally drained. Chapter 7: The End or the Beginning? Determined to end the terror, Dr. Graves organized an extensive exorcism ritual. He assembled a team of experienced exorcists and religious practitioners skilled in combating dark entities. The preparation for the ritual was meticulous, involving the blessing of holy water, the use of sacred symbols, and the recitation of powerful prayers and chants designed to drive out the malevolent force. On the night of the exorcism, the house seemed to come alive with an otherworldly energy. Objects flew through the air, doors slammed with deafening force, and the air was thick with a palpable sense of dread. The exorcists faced fierce resistance from the entity, which seemed to intensify its efforts to thwart the ritual. The house shook with the intensity of the confrontation, and the team battled the malevolent force with unwavering determination. The air was filled with the sounds of desperate chants and the clamor of supernatural chaos. After hours of intense spiritual warfare, the entity's presence began to wane. The oppressive energy gradually lifted, and the exorcism concluded with a sense of cautious relief. However, the ordeal left the exorcists and the Evans family physically and emotionally drained. Chapter 7. The End or the Beginning? After the exorcism, the Evans family decided to leave the house, unable to bear the trauma of their experiences. The property remained vacant for several years, its reputation as a haunted location growing in local lore. Eventually, it was purchased by a new family, who hoped that the dark chapter had been closed. Despite the exorcism, the new residents reported continued unsettling occurrences. Strange noises persisted, including unexplained footsteps and whispers. Shadows moved independently of their own, and cold drafts plagued the home. The house, now known locally as the Shadow House, attracted paranormal enthusiasts and curious visitors. Investigators continued to explore the property, seeking answers to the lingering mysteries. The story of the Evans family and the haunted house remains a chilling reminder that some horrors may never be fully vanquished. The house stands as a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural, and the mysteries that continue to lurk just beyond the veil of the known. Its dark history and the malevolent entity that once haunted it serve as a haunting reminder of the unknown forces that may still be at play. Thank you for joining us on this haunting journey into the eerie history of the Ridgewood house. If you found this story as chilling as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest real-life horror stories. Share your own experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever encountered something that defies explanation? We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and your lights on. Stay safe, and remember, the darkness may hide more than you think.